Hi, how you doing? This is an amazing intro. You just don't know it. It's amazing. Today, going to tell you about this book called Dry. This is another book I read over the summer, of course, because we're still on that list. And I found it at Barnes & Noble's. It was in the romance section. But there's no romance in it. I mean, there's a guy with a crush, but like nothing happens. And he's really creepy the way he acts because of his crush. Anyway, yeah. He's really weird. But there's a guy with a crush, but there's like no romance. So Barnes & Noble's, you lied to everybody who bought this book for romance. But it is a good book. Maybe Barnes & Noble's, that was your trick. You were just like, yes, we're going to get you to buy this because you thought it was a romance. And you're going to read it and no, it's not a romance. But you're going to like it because, yeah, you will. So, either very terrible for Barnes & Noble's or congratulations, you worked Barnes & Noble's. Your plan. Your secret evil plan to get me to read this book. This week I did write my own summary. I actually didn't look too much on the back for this one. I just came off of what I remembered in reading the book, and so it's a short kind of summary, but it does the job. Anyway, here we go on to reading summary. Anyway, Alyssa, her younger brother, her neighbor Kelton, and some people they met throughout the story fight against all odds during the tap out. The tap out is when the taps stopped running water into people's houses. Water was very rare during this short time. People died of dehydration, and some died in fights over a single drop of water. In a crisis, the world goes absolutely crazy, and people rarely stop to think rationally. Anyway, this book makes you think about how the world acts in a crisis, because if you've like been around this year, unless you've been hiding under a rock and you just don't know what's happening, this book definitely describes how people act in a crisis, how they go around the store basically beating up people just for supplies and tricking them and all this and stealing things from other people's carts just to get it. And it's just, it really makes you think about all this. And it's like the authors, because it's a co-written book, the authors got this thing on point. And the fact that I read this, and still in 2020, is just kind of coincidental, but also just perfect. Oh, I just about lost it. But it was just perfect. Just I happened to find it and something like this happens. It was really good though. But it really does make you think about all this. And there's a line in the book that Alyssa says. It's not a spoiler or anything. It's just something that I thought was interesting. She says, when a giant crisis happens in the world, some big disastrous thing happened, there's like this 3 to 4, maybe longer, shorter hour waiting period where people just sit around in shock and do nothing before they actually start to think. But it's not even rational thinking. It's just, we gotta go and grab things. It's not that rational. People just start going crazy. And it's just that waiting period before anyone actually gets up and goes anywhere to get their supplies or go to a family member's house or find some kind of shelter. It's just that shock, and you're just stuck there for a few hours before you do anything. And I feel that's actually pretty accurate, because whenever something big happens, you don't automatically jump in to trying to do things correctly. I mean, if you do, kudos to you, but I think everyone, when something big happens, you're just stuck in shock for a while. It might be a few hours, it might be a few days, or even longer. It's just you're stuck in shock, and you don't do anything. Well, anything that can help with the situation. So, I just feel that line in particular that she says in the book. I don't think she says it out loud. I couldn't find it. I was trying to look for it so I could get the word for word thing, but she says that, and it just seems so accurate. I can't even say the word. Accurate. I need help. So as I was saying, this book is definitely a part of my favorites list, but I guess every book I read is a part of my favorites list, other than some that are just... But this is one because it's higher up on the list, but it's definitely not the highest. So, but it's on the list pretty high. But it is definitely one of my favorites because, how I said, it makes you think about how people react in a crisis and how aggressive and violent and mischievous and they get. They start tricking people and stealing things, and it's just crazy to think about it, because you go around your day-to-day life and you find people who are mean, who bully other people, who are violent for some reason, or just naturally aggressive, and you just think nothing about it because it's just how the world works. Well, it's 10 times worse in a crisis, because anyone who has tried to lock away that kind of aggression and trickery is just all your fear just fills up in you, and you can't really control how you react to things, and it's just really messed up. But then again, me saying this, and I might go around breaking people's doors down because someone stole my book. But that's just, I don't know at this point. But I'm gonna give it a rating. I don't know exactly. I don't know. Have I ever given anything a 5? I think I gave something a 15 out of 5. What was that? I don't even know. But this is a 4.5 out of 5. But yeah, I think I should change my rating to a 10, a 1 through 10. So if I'm gonna start doing the rating 1 through 10 now, I guess we can put it around 8-ish, 8.5. Sounds about right. Yeah. Since it's also just all this stuff going on, and also because Barnes & Noble's had it in that section, it is a teen book, and I'm pretty sure there's some cussing, but not much. I don't exactly remember. I remember the basic storyline of what happened, and a lot of details around it, but I don't remember everything word for word because I don't have a photographic memory. But I'm pretty sure it does have a little cussing in it, because I think they just got angry, or it was other angry people. But it is pretty violent. Some things that happen, they get attacked or whatever because of water. Everyone gets attacked because of water. There's water? You got water? Give me it. A single drop of water. Oh, and guess what? We got a new category in this. I don't know if I've done this a few times before and I just don't remember. But I'm gonna start saying how long the book is. Like, because some people like a certain length in their book, or sometimes you just want a smaller book than you usually read, or you want a larger book than you usually read, or you just don't care about the size and you just want to read. But I'm gonna start doing I'm gonna start saying like how long the book is, and then just because I want to, I'm gonna calculate how many words are in it. Not exactly, but almost. It's either a little more or a little less than how many words are in the book. So it is very close to the actual word count in the book, just because it's interesting to me because of the thing I'm writing, because how long books are. And so this book in particular is a 390-page book. Exactly. And then there's just like the extra stuff in the back and front that you usually get in a book when it's printed. Whatever. And so there's just 390 pages with the story. And so if you calculate this, which I did before I started recording, is this 300 words per page. So 300 times the number of pages, which in this case is 390. And so this book has about or more 117,000 words. That is a lot of words. My sister's spoken more! I think I've spoken more. I think we've all spoken more words that are in than there are in a book. But yeah. That is a lot of words though. A 390-page book. And this has just about 117,000 words, which is a lot. A lot. And so that would put a 400 book around 120,000-ish. Somewhere around there. Yeah. Or maybe more. But it's a lot because a 100-page book has 30,000. A 200 is 60,000, and 300 is 90,000. And so, yeah, that'd be about 120,000 words for a 400-page book. That is a lot of words. I've been writing for about 2 weeks now, and I only have about 15,000-ish. Which I probably should have more, but I had a bit of a writer's block going on. Before I started recording, my mom came in here and she was just checking on me. And I was just like writing my outline and everything. And then I was like, you know what's ironic? I'm talking about a book where they ran out of water. And they had to go scavenge for it, basically, before they died of dehydration. And I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty. And they almost died of dehydration. So, I hope that I'm helping anyone find books to read, because books are amazing and you need to read them, or I will come attack you with my whole entire library of books, smack you across the face with them, and it was sliding a bit. And so, fly you high, overlanders. I don't know why, but that sounds really weird. By the way, I can walk around and almost run with books on my head, balancing them. It's kind of weird. I sometimes question if I'm just good at balancing or if my head is just flat.